Test to test test. Test. Test to test test. Test. Test to test test. Test. Okay. Right now we're unlisted. Now this is something. Okay. Doot, 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 doot. I wonder how this is gonna go. This is basically me testing how well streaming works. It's been a long time since I've streamed at all, but it's been very long since I've touched YouTube streaming. I have all three oscillators on. Let's not mess around with the filter stuff too much yet. Let's actually establish a bass texture of a tone. Normalizing my values here, just making sure. Same thing with the effects. Actually, real quick, let's do this oscillator by oscillator. I wonder if I can, I can put a modulator on that, right? Like, Monsieur mod envelope 2. I'm going to use 2 because mod envelope 1 is by default for the filter, and I prefer that. Oops. Don't want to put on the pitch though. I want to put it on oscillator 1 shape. Here's me trying not to block the camera's view. Ah. That's cool. And tie up a filter with that. I think what I'm going to also do in mod is assign a keyboard to that same value. Ooh, maybe VSync. VSync seems cool. Do that later for something else. Oh, it does take the negative value to be negative. That's interesting. Cool. So now if I do 1 and 2 with the ring mod. So one is that sine wavy thing with the phase mod, or the shape mod rather, and then 2 is our saw wave just being a saw wave, and we're ring modding them together. West Coast sounds, please. I'm actually not. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I probably should know what that means. This is cool. If I go high enough, you get the pluck from the oscillators being different. But if I move down, you get a whip. So I get a hybrid pluck whip situation happening right now. Well, that's a good idea. Let's check how low this sounds later. Probably turn this up. Let's put number 1 and 2 in there together. Actually, you know what? Let's also put that number 2 modulator mod envelope on the second oscillator shape too. Just a bit. Just to move it, because this is a saw wave, so that's that pulse width parameter. Hat errands. Do I give lessons? Yes, I do. I need to turn my mic up. Oh no. Is it quiet? Let me check my audio. I got this super sweet dashboard situation going on with the YouTube stuff. Also, I can just move my mic closer to my face. Let's just do that. Hello, microphone in my face. Is that a little bit better? That's a cool. I like that. So one thing I'm real happy about. I mentioned this in the review for this, but the idea that I can play these low chords. I don't know if that might have been the one that I didn't upload. I had kind of problems with that video, but I can play low chords, and the blend that would normally be too much for the kinds of things that I normally kind of do come across so clear. You can hear. Aw, thank you, Alex. I love you too. Any plans for sounds? Am I just doing with the flow? I'm just messing with stuff. Because this is basically what I have been doing with this. Every once in a while, I'll save a preset with an intention that I'm going to sample it later, like as a direct wave instrument or something. Because I don't own this. I had to get it back to the sounds after a bit. And so now I figure I might as well just straight be doing this because it is a lot of fun and I do learn interesting things doing it. Even if I'm not necessarily going to see these things in a track. Oh, some rap West Coast. Okay, you know something? I think I do actually got something for that. I have a preset, like for example, here's a patch I made in the C bank. I called JARP. So this is a 3-voice oscillation. Now what's cool about that is that because there's only 8 voices, if the tail's long enough, it's guaranteed to have to interact with the other voices' tails. And then that little clip will have to happen. And if there's a lot of internal mod going on here, but it gives it that kind of vague, almost harpsichordy, guitar-y texture. So how this is going to turn into what you're describing. And then we're gonna go full voice unison on this. Don't need so much. Now, if only I knew any of the progressions I'm thinking of to do this. basically anything by Cypress Hill. This would be like doing one of those like high frequency deals. Where's the glide speed? I remember it being somewhere. Oh, this is fair. Yeah, there it is. I just need to reduce the harmonic quality, which I thought I was doing by turning this down. Oh, there it is. Doesn't need that long. Yeah, so I guess that. Now, I also have this keyboard here. I'm using this is a Novation SL Mark III, which is basically like if you took a DAW's performance arrangement and made it a keyboard, that's what this thing is. And I've been digging it a lot, but also in concert with a synth, I've been digging just kind of slapping down white notes and having it sound kind of good. I'm beginning to understand the genesis of most future bass. All right, let's attach our mod wheel to LFO 1 right. A bunch. I forgot to link the parameter. 1 second, guys. I'm doing a bit of a fake connection with the Midi here. The keyboard is not linked directly to it. It's linked through FL with some shenanigans. And I forgot the part where I have to automatically link. There it is. Oh. Okay, so this is special. I wonder, I actually just now figured out like the primary awesomeness of having LFOs that could be good. Asking me about lesson stuff. Pretty much every other video than this one has a link that says private lessons info. It's a drive link that has just a PDF to most of the information. Also like where to email me about it and stuff. But it is a lot of, I don't have an actual site for it at the moment. It is a lot of just emailing me and then we do it. Okay, is that just the one LFO? Let's see if I can tell. She gets fit. Can't really tell. How would I tell? Okay, that's definitely different. There's definitely individual LFOs per thing, so that's really neat. Oh. So let's go to the effects modulation and see if I can't link that LFO to one of the fun parameters, like, the reverb time value. LFO 1. Oh, come on. Is this okay? You know what? I think this was the thing that I was thinking of, like it not being there. LFO 1 is not inside here. And now I just figured out why. It's because LFO 1 and 2 are analog. LFO 3 and 4, which I don't know where they are. Where the heck is LFO 3 and 4? I just straight up don't know. But I just now realized that because the LFOs are polyphonic, they can't link to the effects because the effects, there's only one of them. Ah. And the peak use CV. The peak can take CV, and in fact, that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna just, if that's not gonna be what happens, we're gonna hack a bit. CV plus minus. So right next to the input up here is a CV input. I'm just gonna straight up take the left channel and put it right in there. I'm just gonna straight up stand up and look behind the thing to make sure I'm plugging the left channel right in there. There it is. Okay. Alright, I cannot tell if it's happening, so we're going to try to do this with a delay time. It'll be a lot more obvious. Ooh, there it is. Yeah. Eat your heart out, Hans Zimmer. Can't see the synth. Oh, hey, check it out. It's freaking... How did that happen? Wow. Oh, because I hit a free... God, how long has I been out? Yeah, I hit a numpad number, and that's XSplit's code for scene switching. Cool. Good job, me. Good job. All right. XSplit, get out. Oh, I can't. Right, I can't do that. Crap. I somehow need more monitors, but less monitors. Someone asked me if I used a bunch of plugins, and I don't recognize any of them. Whee! All right, so here's something I was figuring out while I was talking about this. The LFOs, these two guys, these are polyphonic and they're analog. So there's as many of them as there per voice, which is great. But they don't apply to here, which is what I was going to try and do, is whip this whip up there into the reverb's time value. But I couldn't do that. And they reference in here, so like in this list of modulation sources, one of those is LFO 3 and 4. And I don't know what those are. Oh, you know what? I do. They're in here. This is, yep. Okay. These are digital LFOs that are in here and individual and free from the thing. Cool. That makes a lot more sense. And because these polyphonic dudes are polyphonic and tied to the actual synth voice system, they can't apply themselves into this because this is only one thing. And but those LFOs are the only one things. Neato. More monitors but less monitors equals 4K monitors. So you really think that, wouldn't you? But I actually, one of the monitors I have is actually it's the TV, and it's really far away, but it's 4K, and it's been the bane of my existence. Like, scaling options just suck anywhere, everywhere, for everything. Oh god, and it doesn't matter if like the DAW can do it. It's like or everybody's got a different idea of what the scale is, and it's a problem. One day, so you want to know what I really wanted? Like, I have an Oculus Quest, and I got it initially because I really wanted like a virtual desktop scenario. Like, I don't know how many of you guys have ever played Heavy Rain, but there's that bit where that guy has the sunglasses and he sits on his desk and now he's on Mars. I just wanted to do that, only with Infinity FL windows. How cool would that be? That's my future. And like, especially like the VR headsets have the ability to see pass through the cameras. Just imagine being able to have this here literally. And you know how you see those YouTubers like comping in the waveforms and stuff? Imagine being able to see that in real time. Like, that's what I want. That's my goal. You do? Good job, man. Like, I honestly, more power to you. Like, it's only been pain for me. Although I am using a really old computer. Really old. 4 years. I know that's not that old, but it's old for me. Oh, the delay is going nuts now. So also what happened was I decided to take that CV input, but the CV input is just the output back end. So it's feedback, essentially. Do I release music anymore? I make tracks with the intention of putting them out there, but like I put stuff out that I like, and I just haven't liked anything I made in years. Da, 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 da. Oh, dear, I love you too. Midi keyboard am I using? This is a Novation SL Mark III, 61 SL Mark III. Oh, I didn't even link the pitch wheel. Do that too. I'm running. So the way that this, I have always been struggling with the best way to set up like hardware and connectivity and that kind of thing. And what I've mostly come down on is this sort of like digital first approach where everything is gonna go through FL. It's just gonna. I'm not going to be one of those channels that does like DAW stuff. Like I've tried and I can, and it's interesting, but most times that's only going to work if I go all the hell the way, and I don't have all the stuff to do that. And so that means that some amount of this is going to get picked up by like some amount of processing doing in FL. And right now that's my making up for my shortage of MIDI cables is that I'm serving this into FL. And in order to make my pitch wheel do that just now, I had to actually go and automate and connect this to the pitch wheel, the MIDI out that I'm controlling that's triggering the Novation peak. Hardware, man. It's some stuff. All right, what else is fun that I can link the LFO to? Because this is how you do one of these fun sort of macro patches. You just find things to attach stuff to. In this case, I'm going to go... LFO 1. Oh, you know, I don't even have to do this here. I can just, oh, that's LFO 2. Nope, but I can do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach velocity. And this is something that I just never did. Like, I know that velocity is a good parameter to attach to things, but in my sort of DAW life, what tends to happen is I'm used to automating stuff directly. And if I need an extra dimension of modulation, I'll just do it. I'll just make an automation clip and that's the end of it. So if I think I need to change something over time, that's just that. But when you're playing on a keyboard, there is a tremendous limitation in your ability to deliver modulation, not just in the keyboard, but in your own hands. So like if I want to do this, but also have depth of control, I didn't even do it. To be able to like go high or low on the filter, that's two different kinds of things I need to be able to do. And in sort of like DAW life, I would mostly just I could just automate, I just make a new automation clip. But in performance life, velocity is great. Oh, this hoodie busting up, yeah. This actually isn't even like my main hoodie right now. I'm wearing it because it's lighter than my actual good guy. Here's something fun. I'm playing these notes, and like, oh, I can poly the LFO speed. So that means that's what I should do. Go to keyboard and put that on LFO 1 rate. Yeah. This is gonna be great. Oh, that's rich. That's legitimately really cool. And like, so here's something fresh about this. Nothing I've done here is stuff that you can't do with just a normal synthesis. Well, why would it have occurred to you to try to do that? Like, you, without having to be forced into this limitation, that kind of crap doesn't occur to you. But now that it does, you hear that and you're just like, wow, the multiplication gets more detailed result when you do that. Can you follow the envelope? Yes, I totally can. Let's see. What could I can make different filter depth envelopes. That's a good idea. I'm going to put different attack speeds on the keyboard. That's what's up. So this is the filter mod I'm doing. So that's mod 1. Where the hell are you? There you are. So mod 1A. Yes. Let's just file all of it. Now. Oh, and I could do velocity too. Let's do velocity and attack on volume. That'll be fun. So that's the amp envelope, and that's its own thing. Yep. So now the harder attack I hit, so actually I'll do negative. So that means the lower attack, if I nail it, it's sharp. That's neat. Someone in the chat just asked, the real question is, do I make metal anymore? And as it happens, yes, I do. I am actually working in a project. I'm working 2 different projects, actually, in metal. Neither of which are anywhere near a place that can be shown. I did, however, render out a demo on one of them, and just really fast, I'll play one, just because I didn't think anyone would ever care to ask. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, it's in the place it's supposed to be, because I wanted to share it with the guy. The guitarist that recorded it. It's been real hard to do this kind of thing, you know, during the covery. Is it in band stuff? It is. Okay. I'm pretty sure if I play this, you guys will hear it, or I could just make sure of that by putting in FL. Which one is mostly done? Probably this one? Yes. Oh, hey, this is the one that has lyrics. Yeah, so this guy did vocals for this. And this is pretty good. This is just a demo mix. Or it's not done yet. There's no solo, so this is just the scratch for recording. So that'll be neat when that's all done up and cool. But to answer your question, yes, is a thing. As I always want to, I want to do everything, you know. Like I get inspired by stuff all the time. It's hard not to want to. Okay, let's do a wide. Sorry. That's pretty sweet. Right, Eurobeat. So that triggers a joke in my head about initial D. Is that what that sounds like? Mine. Have I heard of Vital? Yeah, I heard of Vital. It's super good. I'm a big fan of it. Like it outside, I'm not as familiar with honestly what it does outside of its like wave generation center core, because the wave generation center core is the bit about it that I like. It is the most direct everything I want about that exact architecture. Finally. It's really sweet. Exactly, initial D. Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing that kind of stuff. Like, it's pretty close to breakbeat, and I love breakbeat. All right, I'm actually going to save this preset, which I'm going to see if I can remember how to do. Yeah, so pick a thing. Knit patch. Cool. Yep. Put you in not 125, because that's JARP. 124. Yes. Category. This is a pad. Did you save? No. Now you're save. Yay. Is save. Had a bass offer vital. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I definitely. I've fallen a lot on like making stuff. Let me know. Like I know, but a lot of, it had never really very little of my incredible decline in content had much to do with actually making the content. Had just to do with a bunch of stuff just very outside of all of it. So that's why I haven't really talked much about it. But the fact that I'm here right now doing this is the sign that acceleration in return is coming. Yeah, let's do a reese, right? We just did the pad. Let's do some bass. So here's one cool thing of many. Let's do a straight up 8 voice unison thing, right? Let's get all 8 voices going. Not a whole lot of detune, but a big old spread. Let's get all our oscillators active. Let's get that ring mod up there. Turn this down. What else is good? All right. So now that we've done this, now we can do the reese things. Like where my FM at? There you are. 1 and 2. Yep. 3 to 1. To do with 8 voices. What's my 2 to 1 value? I was 1 to 2, that's why. Okay, so here's one of the hallmarks of straight up pitch modulation for FM is that the oscillator that you are modulating will be out of tune. So the way that you deal with that is that you change your target oscillator to be, you just move it, and then now you're essentially whipping an out of tune oscillator to be in tune. Which you can tell because then it'll be in tune with the other oscillator, which is not being FM'd, which is why you know it's still in tune. Now, but with this chain that we're doing, that's going to screw with some stuff. So that means that there's going to be like a weird little sweet spot that means all of it gets to be hunky-dory together. And it'll be weird regardless. But the whole point of that is that now we get to do unisons. But I want to go into our oscillator settings and go to key sync and turn that one on. Then it'll do that. And yes, it does have glide. voice divergences. And that was too much divergence. There it is. Oh, you know what I'll do? High pass. Band pass. What? So this is happening right now because I've altered the octave layering of these three oscillators. This is an octave lower, and these are where they were. So let's see. There is a chorus mod in this. Now, what would I do to this if I wanted to? I mean, I have to post some of this, like. Hey, we should save this one too, right? Let's call this. Let's actually call this one something. I already have a patch called SAS patch, so this is gonna be called mass patch. Yes. I'm not going to know what that means, but that's okay. I'm assuming that I'm saving this because I want to resample it later. So it's like, I'm just going to go through them all. Mass patch. Yeah. 123. Category bass. Mave. Sweet. Yeah, so reverbs, right? Like this reverb is really nice, and these like let's actually do some effect isolation a bit because they are quite sweet. See, that pitch motion that it does when you change type, but when you move. See, it seems to get it to not move once it sets, which is interesting. So the chorus. Basically has those three modes, and then you have your chance of. But that CV input makes this potentially cool, because its CV can target some parameters in that chorus package, like the depth. Because here's something else about this. Like you can actually set like the depth isn't a parameter that's on the chorus, but it is one that's in the actual effects section. Because like they get pages. There's our depth and feedback. Hey, let's since I am sitting on a sequencer here, let's actually put down a chord or something so we can work a patch. Here, I'm just gonna hit record and go. Oh wow, I forgot I'm still on a sequence. Oh, it's playing that metal song. Okay, session 2. Cool, so there should not be anything in here. Oh, it's freaking playing the playback. Yeah, the keyboard's playback tracking is by default already linked to FL. I just had to get rid of that. But let me look at my pattern. So it's like why not? This thing is classy. My God. If stuff sounded that good pretty much all the time on most things, I'd probably be more interested in making trance. Let's try and do an RP deal, right? Like, we haven't done much of that yet. pattern for this ARP. Nope, just this one. There you go. And steps. I'm mostly still learning how to use this keyboard. Love me some ARPs. There is a noise oscillator in here, and there are some noise parameters to mess with it, but it's not so much restrictive, it is particularly devastating. Like, there's a straight up noise FM input, which is pretty sweet. Like, noise to 01 is really impactful. That real, like, sharp percussiveness that you're feeling that doesn't feel like the overbearing transient effect you get when you sausage stuff is the expression of what it means for a thing to be clean. That's just what good, real, for actual timing feels like. And it's what's missing when you try to do some similar things in certain situations that don't just add up to being correct. Like, the fact that it just isn't perfect is the reason why it feels that way versus this. Let's try and do something freaky. Let's do a bassery thing. Now, wait, it becomes the amount. Okay, I get you. Oh, is that the most? Guess I knew it would be. I'll make this easy. Go to mod, LFO, well, keyboard, to LFO 1 speed, which is way over here. Or, no, there it is. Just blink. So now it's like a reese. Now, the same thing, I guess, would have been to make this LFO 3 so that I could apply it to the effect over there. But what my plan was to do here was to involve the CV in out, which is, again, tied to just a straight up output, and applying this to dangerous things, like the oscillator 1's VSync amount. Really? This is just not gonna do it when it's. This should sound pretty terrible right now. Like, maybe I need to be direct. It's like, look, it's like. Yeah, if the CV were modulating that, or maybe it is modulating it. This is what it sounds like coming out of it. Let's try a less obvious parameter, or rather, I guess a more obvious parameter. Huh? I kind of assumed that'd be a lot more obvious. Well, the shape is being. Actually, you know what? Let's just see what happens, because that's the wavetable position. If I can CV that seems like a fun thing to do. That definitely doesn't seem to be doing anything. Real quick, let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Like, CV and apply it to pitch, pretty obvious. Okay. It's definitely interpreting the input. So let's put this onto oscillator 1's. Okay, it's doing it. That's what I wanted to do. Why wasn't it? Oh, maybe it doesn't VSync wavetables. That's probably why. No, wait, it did VSync it. Oh, it tested it. It tested it. Why did it do it? Ah! Yeah, so by the way, my theory about this being mathematically related to as if it were being modulated by the chord separately is definitely wrong. Because it wouldn't be doing that. Alright, well, if that's the case, then what else? What actually would be the kind of devastating I want? That could be fun, actually. Now then, I guess the same thing to do would be to trigger something externally, output it, and then use that in the CV as a clean signal and not attempt to do this like this. Or just keep it monophonic, like that's one thing, but honestly, oops. Honestly, punch the camera! Whoops. There we go. And we're back. Cool. My bad. Alright, 1, 2. Lot. 2 to 3. Lot. And then 3 to 1. That's what's up. Okay, here we go. Alright, too much. There we go. Oh, it just did that to itself. Okay, attempting to tune this might be futile. Ooh, though. Whoa. That is a fun kind of tight. What can I do to this? What? Like how that suddenly. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Nope. This is a. Where is it? There it is. Like explodes. It's so cool. Actually, that sounds neat too. What the hell? I just made a flute. I didn't even try. What the shit? Yep, pan flute. Oh, if that's me holding the chord. I can only play 2 notes at once. Man, I want to see this pan flute. I want to see this pan flute that's like the size of a house. I guess I'm talking about a pipe organ, aren't I? But yeah, I'm saving this preset. We're gonna call this one pan flute. I mean, I guess there's already probably a pan flute in there. Let's call this plan flute. Oops. Sure. Oh, come on. At least kind of look like flute before I save you. Get in there. All right. Going the wrong way. Dude. Oh, come on. Plan flat. Damn it. No. That button. And not capitals. 122. Banksy. Ha! Banksy. Jesus. That someone should make that a project name now. Bank C. Like as a like a musical act. I don't even know what you would make. Find something. That's yours. You can have it. It sounds like a mellotron. Live indeed. Some in the comments refer to this as tape warble, and effectively it is pretty similar. Basically FM, right? Like that's tape is just gonna mess with your pitch. And now it's a cat. That one's pretty tight too. It's broken, but it resolves fast enough, right? This is still just one voice. That was a good one. Let's see, what's a good other... Let's try to do a leady kind of thing, because I want to mess around with that V-Sync some more, and that's usually where that's pretty good at. Maybe I have to have V-Sync active for it to get it. I mean, it definitely got it last time. That was strange. It didn't before. Oh, here's a thought. Is there aftertouch in here? Yeah, it totally is. Okay. Let's see how good this keyboard's aftertouch is. not routed is how it is. All right, never mind. Mod wheel it is. Actually, velocity sounds pretty sweet too. Let's try that. Is it quiet? Is it too quiet? Let's go to voice. Now we're going to be in mono mode, but what's polytone? Let's go back to voice. Nope, voice please. As we go hog with that. Trying to make a bass, but I did. Actually kind of sounds like a monster. Like a real one. Will I do more streams? I will. I'm definitely I'm mostly fixing most of the issues that were stopping me from doing it in the first place. And seeing how this worked out, and how good the infrastructure is, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try and get back to actually having a regular schedule. Besides, with everything being shut down, I kind of don't have an excuse. Do I have piano training? Yeah, I have piano training. I'm one of those got put into it as a child people. Yeah. I was doing competitions and crap when I was 8. So I should at the very least have some chops. Micro peak. I do really think of this thing as kind of like a really big micro freak, or like a micro freak is kind of a really small one of these. Like there's a lot of polyphonic synthesizers out there. Most of them are built into keyboards, and because they're giant, they're huge. Like how much functionality this thing has and the form factor it has usually means that they skimp on stuff. It usually means that it's a big digital computer and it's not doing a lot that you have a lot of control over. That's not the case for this thing. It's really nice. Yes, I was doing that manually. And now stopped because I'm still in mono mode. Came from instrumental stuff before I got into production. My dad was a drummer, which is a big reason why he put me into music in the first place. So I grew up with this stuff. I didn't grow up with this stuff, obviously. Oh my god, I wish I did. I am jealous as shit as kids in this day and age. Holy hell. Like, damn. I'll never not be. Ooh, that's kind of fun. That does actually have a very brassy texture, doesn't it? So, fun fact, I have this because I initially I have a deal with Ziounds where they give you some gear, and the Polybrute and also Aphex Twins AFX box was going to be the next thing I wanted to look at. But they either weren't out yet or were back ordered or whatever. So then this, and this was a good practice to like get a handle on poly synthesizers before I took a look at another one after having just seen the Matrix Brute. Pretty. So this is just sine waves, like into some tiny bit of distortion, but also with that shaper engaged. Oh, wrong one. So I wanted to do that because I wanted to make a kind of airy sound. Specifically so that the extra huge tail that I just gave it will, oh, here's also something fun about the effects. You can change the routing of it. So right now they're all parallel, but you can have it like do all these other ones. So right now this is the delay into the chorus into the reverb. But what I like to do is get the delay before the reverb and the chorus. Because, actually I guess the chorus would be a good start. Yeah, basically delay, reverb last because that. That's just the start because the next step is to get into mod section and get that CV into something fun like the let's do the chorus feedback. That could be fun. And you know, more than that. The delay time, yes. Oh. Ooh. Oh, that's a weird tone. Let's change the routing. What the shit? Ooh, that's a fun one. Ooh. Ooh. It does sound kind of like a Mario dungeon, doesn't it? That's me designing dungeon music for Nintendo. Hey, what's up, Tony Pepperoni? Watching me since 2013. Dope. Yeah, see, this is why audio rate reverb is best. Like, if you can get some audio rate modulation into reverb, that's how you make a reverb sound new, unique, and special. Because now it's related to the source in a way that couldn't be possible otherwise. Is that just a keyboard being put through the Novation? Ultimately, yes, what's happening is that there's the Novation and the peak are both connected to my computer via USB, and then through FL, the keyboard is triggering the Midi out that's triggering the peak. That's what's happening. So more or less, yes, the keyboard is playing a thing. I don't have any like MIDI set up. I had a sequence a minute ago, but I was just doing that to get the arc going. I'm gonna save this preset, although I mean I'm not gonna remember. I'll mention that this is a CV based patch because I'm gonna forget otherwise. We call it mono, like MCV. That's gonna be my way to know that it's a mono CV. It means the left channel is the CV input. This is what, pad. This is pretty paddy. NCV pad. patch, whatever. Yeah, sure. Can I get numbers in here? I can. Oh, and symbols and shit. That's cool. Cool. 121. Pretty patty or RP, but it could be both. You do this kind of reverb and FL stock stuff. So not directly, but here's how you get this kind of effect with not having audio rate FL, or rather audio rate reverb modulation. What you do is, instead of putting reverb on your source thing, you clone the whole thing entirely on a whole blind new layer that you're not hearing the dry output for, and then you change that thing's pitch. And the resulting output of the reverb will be different. And that layer of it being different but related to your source material is what we're trying to go for. It's just that audio rate is the fastest real-time method of doing it. It's being modulated in the verb. Right now, actually, it's the delay. The delay's time is being modulated, which would be what the parameter is to modulate in reverb, like how long and how fast the reverb activates. When that changes, you get the blurry kind of pitchy face. It was pre-delay in that one patch where it was run through the delay first, but in that switch around, it was not just pre-delay, it was just regular delay. What did I want to do next? Let's look more in here, because the face buttons are pretty good, but the real work you can get is what you get out of modulating the stuff within here. Like, let's do 2 to 1 again, or rather 1 to 2 FM here, but this time we're going to go just straight, not only to output. And we'll see what we can do with some intentional FM antics. In particular, with a wavetable based approach. So right now I'm FMing 1 into 2 pretty hard. And it's a saw wave. Let's make you a triangle. And this is now 2s. Yep. Alright, that works. It doesn't like a nice snap. Wait, nope, we're gonna do this a smart way. We're gonna go to mod. And we're gonna get LFO 3 involved. Wait. Oh, thank God. For a second I thought I was gonna be like, there's no LFO 3, and I was just gonna be like, are you shitting me? No, okay. LFO 2 shape. There you go. Wait. I definitely disabled you. Why are you still going? It changes the value. Oh man, I thought it was switching the link, but it's not. All 3 links are active at once, and this just changes. It's just the offset for that active link. Gotcha. I was like, why is this still going? I haven't selected it. It's like, yeah, okay. Anyway, back to trying to get LFO 3 to do something. Am I trying to do LFO? Yeah, this guy. All right, so now in here, I have to set LFO 3's shape and speed. Wow, that's slow. I mean, I guess the sync will work. All right, so now that I've done that, though, that's better. Now that I've done that, we can go into settings. Rather effects, that's kind of what I meant. Because LFO 3 is a target in here. There it is. Chorus depth. Actually, chorus. Yes. And what else? Chorus, like the. Let's get let's see if the reverb time can be modulated this way, because I didn't really notice it even when I was doing it manually. You know, maybe I'll just do the delay, because that was noticeable. That was really noticeable. Okay. LFO 3. Time. Nice. That's a weird sound. So like that's all like off and wrong, but the part where all of the sources are moving correctly, because there's situations in the DAW world where you could do this. Like you can actually modulate the delay time of the delay 3 in FL just like this, and it would more or less work. But if you were to do it without the smoothing on, which is what this is doing, it's just moving the parameter as fast as you tell it to. Like if you were to do that in FL, what would happen is that you would hear it crackle and pop because it can't keep up. And then that would now be in the texture, which is not quite what you want, but it's not really bad. But this is just not doing any of it. It's just happening, and it's really nice. I dig the crap out of that. How long have I been doing this? Okay, coming up on an hour and a half. I haven't even been keeping track. Just trying to see how long. I actually have to go to the bathroom, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to just, like, pause this. I mean, I guess I'll just leave it on. You guys can chill for a good 5 minutes or so. I guess this would be where, like, if this were Twitch, I put on an ad, but I'm sure there's a way to do that on YouTube. I don't know how, and frankly, if I can get away with not doing that, I will. So, enjoy looking at you know what, actually, I'm going to put on a really slow LFO RP thing while I'm gone. Let's do that. Doot. Okay, have fun with that. BRB. And I'm back. All right. Whew. All the way upstairs with that one. You can stop now. Okay. So while I was gone, I planned for some things I wanted to do. Step 1. Step 2. Pretty rad. This is a saw wave on a saw wave modulating a saw wave in a filter. Like I've barely done anything neat. Well, okay, so this saw wave is really high frequency. And that is a Super Saiyan. It would make sense that it would be based on A440, wouldn't it? That's a texture and a half right there. I just played two at once and that kind of... Some old school resampling right there. Turns out this is how you made diesel engines. Oh, whoa! That's insane. It's kind of a little more than I wanted there, but it's neat. That's what I wanted, though. I've made a monster that talks. Yeah, I'm gonna save this. 120. Oops, I just changed. Oops, I hit patch. Ah, well, that blew. I booked it. Let's see. Let's see if I can't get back there. So that was really high guy, really low guy. FM. That's okay. Yep, one problem with hardware is there's no alt control Z. There it is. So there is actually a panel option to just use the things that are on here, and I'm pretty sure that's what this audition button does. Or maybe that's what the compare button does. That might be what the compare button does. But unfortunately, a lot of those settings, like a lot about what made that other one the way it was some internal stuff I had done that I don't think I did this time. Yeah, but the other kind of thing, like one of the reasons why I want to learn so much about how all this stuff works is mostly so that I can kind of survive those mistakes. By being like, yeah, I'm not going to get the same sound again, but I know that it's a high and a low saw and some amount of like active harmonics that go into the oscillator 3 modulation to the filter to make reese happen. I just tried to play a chord like that was gonna do something. I do have a recording of me making it. That is special about doing these videos, is that if I ever need to do it again, I happen to have this hardware, I can. So that's something interesting. I just tried to put on the high pass filter, turn it up, and then invert the thing so that it would come down on the filter. But it was already set up to do that. It already knew that positive filter modulation on a high pass filter by default is to go down. Wow, right? Way to be smart, Novation. So what I was trying to do there was get a nice chord, like supersaw sound, without resorting to using unison. So, I mean, I am using unison because there's 3 oscillators, so that's happening, but these are now the thing. This is essentially a 3-voice unison that's being copied 8 times. I actually use all the voices. This is essentially to get the most out of like phased harmonic motion. I did that by using all the saws, using the saw's shaper motion, and then using the internal motion of it that it has built in that saw dense option, which is this thing. And now we have this really nice. So yes, this thing is like $1,200, $1,300, and why does it cost so much? Well, somebody asked this question. And this is an especially important question when the comparison is usually directly to digital software synths. Like, if I can do something like this, well, look at this, like, with a software synth, that what's the possible reason that it has something like this? And in like 80% of cases, the answer is there is not one. Is that you could probably do what you want to do without having something like this. But then there gets to be a point where you start to notice stuff. You start to notice, like, you know, when you get to be the part of a visual artist where you need like a tablet to draw on, like when you can start to see the problems with things because that's how good you are at dealing with it, that's when you start to need this kind of stuff. Because then you start to try and like make things that have the quality that this does in the software digital world, software DAW-based world. And you'll find that while you can, it's hard. And it's not as easy as just turning on a plugin and duping it and having fun like you do when you do just plugins. But when you have a hard piece of hardware like this, it is just like that. Now, I have not ever used a virus. Access virus is the comparison, and that's actually one of the examples of hardware that I used to use for myself to give me a reason to not want to get hardware. Because I have not heard things with a virus done that were things that I could think I didn't or couldn't do without a virus. I heard things done with this that I probably couldn't do all that well without knowing precisely how and why. Like, Faceplant makes a lot of things possible now. But before that wasn't really the case. And like, it's perfectly possible that the virus is a perfectly viable machine that can do lots of really fun, neat stuff. Just I haven't really heard examples of it, right? And we'll find out though, because I'm definitely gonna try. It does really just feel nice, doesn't it, though? Also, the fact that there's, you know, physical objects having to coalesce to make this happen. Like, imagine all the hardware. Imagine if, like, you're making a reactor patch or, like, a reactor blocks patch, and all of that hardware had to physically exist in order for that to be represented in real life. That's why these things are nuts. Did you build your own? You totally can. Well, yes and no, right? So, polyphonic synthesizer. The 8 voice part basically means that with the architecture of the hardware within here, there was 8 of what we're seeing on the face panels. So you could technically build your own one of these if you like, because a Moog Mother 32, right? A single voice front panel one of these is pretty basic electrical engineering. It's especially analog stuff. It's really known quantity. You can find manuals on how to build that kind of thing. And then the art of making something like this is how do you fit 8 of those in the space of 1? Like, if you can figure that out, by all means. And then the rest of it is things like, well, yeah, putting analog stuff together. Like, what I described was, and still isn't that complicated. Like, fitting a whole bunch of hardware together, neat. No, but the problem is that when you have that many analog stuff, and also that much analog stuff close together, electrical problems start to happen, and they're already not perfect enough to be doing crazy like intermodulator FM and still like have on purpose control. Once you get to a certain density of critical like analog hardware, you are not in control. Not like you are in a DAW. And if we're making that comparison, then like the digital architecture is important. Yeah. That was a pretty good stream run for today. That went without a hitch, pretty much. I just wanted to see how well then how easy like this all works out, and I'm quite pleased to find that the world has moved on and made this stuff quite easy to run now. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these. I'm pretty much going to do one of these for every like new fun piece of hardware I get, especially in synthesizers like this, to do lots of sound design experiments with. Hope you guys had fun to this. Yeah. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And as usual, have a nice day.